Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Life with Professor Retro. So, today is another coffee day. I had originally planned to take you along on a photography journey with me, but here's the problem. The weather has taken a slight turn for the worst, and, well, it's rainy, cold, and gloomy, so not the best conditions to go out with a DSLR camera and take pictures. Because the original plan was to go out to take pictures sometime today and then show you guys how I take those photos and make them beautiful. However, I can't do that because I'm not taking pictures in rain, gloom, and cold. But one of these days I will do that. So for today's vlog, I decided we're going to do something a little interesting. It's cozy. It's Friday. For those of you that are probably going to be seeing this today on the main channel, my Professor Retro channel, tomorrow the new video for that channel comes out. But for those of you who are watching only my vlog channel, go to the first channel to see my main content. Now, without the self-promo out of the way, let's do some stories. Let's see. Vintage pet story. Let's talk about the missing Chiefy, or Mischief. As I said in a previous video, I had mentioned that we had lost one of my favorite cats, which his name was Mischief, or we called him Chiefy, a while ago. He had died of cancer. However, hello, Spicy. I see you in shot. Yes, you. See, there you are. Look at that. Anyway, however, I do have some fun memories of him. One of my favorite memories is what I like to call the missing Chiefy. So, I lived in Madison, and the story how my mom got my cat is kind of interesting. My ex-wife had friends that did not like cats. They were actually allergic to cats. So in order to save her marriage, like I said, she wanted to eventually, she wanted to get rid of him and take him to the Humane Society. I found this after what I'm about to tell you. So I thought to myself, oh, I still want to be able to see him and pet him and enjoy him, but without having him drive my marriage nuts because she can't invite her cat allergic friends to the house. So, what I ended up doing was I'm at work on my break, and I call my mom on my phone, and I go, "Hey, can you guys take Mischief?" Ashley, which is my ex-wife. My ex-wife doesn't want him in the house anymore, and I want you guys to take him. And as my mom did, let me talk to your dad. My dad, who now passed away been gone for 2 years, said at that time, which this was many years ago, I said, yeah, sure. So they came down that day. We went out to eat with them, and they took Mischief back to where we are now. And he lived there for a good 10 or 12 years. He was 17 when he died, when he had succumbed to cancer. So one day, I was down visiting my parents. And I was still very fond of Mischief, or Chiefy, or Chief as I called him. And we were looking for him, and my mom's like, do you know where Chief is? And I go, no, I have no idea. So we're all looking all over for him. And we have come to the idea that he got out somehow, and well, then there goes that one. He was declawed, and two, he was a domesticated house cat, so he wasn't, he wouldn't survive a day outside. And I'm like, well, I'm sitting there crying, my mom was crying, I'm sitting there going, well, good luck, Chief, hope you survive, and I'm gonna miss you and everything, because he got out. My mom had an idea. She goes, wait a minute. She goes into her bedroom and opens up her sock drawer. She opens up her sock drawer. There, laying in the sock drawer, is Mischief himself, looking at her like I was taking a nap. Do you mind? And that's the story of the missing Chiefy. I have lots of stories of some of the animals we even still have here. I told you the story about the one behind me. You can see her butt. That's Spicy, or Allspice. My mom has a gray cat and a black cat. They're both in Florida now. But there's a story with those two. So when the black cat by name of Spooky was younger, he liked to torment all the other cats, especially the ones that are older. And so my mom was sitting there going, I was with them visiting. We were at a pet store, and my mom was trying to figure out what's a way that she could calm down Spooky so he stops leaving the other cats alone. So he stops tormenting the older cats. And I looked at her. Me and my dad are joking around, and I found this bottle that basically was nothing more than a cat depressant. You give it to your cats supposedly to calm them down. I said, here. And I goes, no, I'm not doing that. And she's like, I don't want to put them in a cage, and I don't want to do this. I don't know what to do. I get a message or a phone call from them one day, and Mom goes, come on down and this weekend. I go, why? He goes, because you're going to meet the new member of the family. I'm like, okay, which usually means she got another cat. Sitting on the kitchen table is this little tiny gray kitten about this big. She's like, meet Cody. And I go, what'd you get Cody for? And she tells me she got Cody to deal with Spooky. It didn't work. So fast forward to when we first moved here. We had moved here, and we moved here with a kitten about this big by the name of Looney. And Looney's now a giant fat kitty, but he's still cute. Yeah. Anyway. But Looney had kind of the same thing that Spooky did when Spooky was younger. And that was, let's beat up and torment older kitties. So, my wife Jill had a friend who was always having kittens. And was wanting to give them away to good homes. And we found another one, same coloring as Looney. Looney is a black and white tuxedo cat. Same coloring, black and white tuxedo cat. We decided to bring this little thing, it's about this big when we first got this one, to my mom as a gift. By the name of Dexter. Dexter's now tormenting my mom in Florida, but, Dexter didn't grow too big. He's still a small-sized cat. God damn, you snore loud, cat. My cat Spicy snores, if you can't hear it in the background. And we said, another reason we did that was to to see if we could keep Looney from messing with the older cats, and it worked. And Looney's calmed down over the years. If you're in the Madison, Milwaukee area, and you need some place to get an animal fixed at a good price that you can afford, because most vets charge like $1,000 or more just for a simple procedure to fix your pet, to get your pet spayed or neutered. Look up a place in Madison. I think they're called Community Veterinary Services. To get a male cat fixed, $75. That's it. Only problem is you have to be down there at 7 in the morning to check him in. Otherwise, it's $75, and we just kind of hang out in Madison or whatever, and then they'll call you and let you know when they're done and come pick up. Usually they give you a time, usually like 5 o'clock, but if they're slow and they got time, they'll get your animal done quick, and you'll be out of there within maybe 2 or 3 hours. Alright, so last video I told you the story of how we got the puppy Lucy. Some of the animals we have now, like our oldest cat, Pistol Pete, the story of how we got him is actually more of how my wife and stepson got him because I got into he got entered into my life as he was older. He's 15 now, but he still acts like he's a kitten. Looney we got from a friend of my wife's, who, oddly enough, her friend's husband does not like female cats in the house. This guy is straight up weird. And straight up a jerk. That jerk part's a whole other ball of wax I'm not going to get into. Anyway, he does not want female cats in the house for some strange reason. So she gets this kitten, little black and white kitten about this big, and sends a picture and says, do you want? And at that time, Jill's mom was still alive, so we looked at Jill's mom and she's like, yeah, just bring her in. And Looney's original name was going to be Luna, because we were told that he was a female. Then, one day, when he was still a kitten, my wife's looking at him and going, why is there a little area for a ball sack? We're like, I don't know. And then we realized he's a male cat. He's a male kitten, so we went from Luna to Looney Tunes. Or straight up Looney, sometimes nicknamed Loon. And he went from a kitten about this big to a cat about a big old cat about this tall and very chunky and fat. Let's see, what else can I talk about today? Because it's such a kind of a crummy day out, we do have some stuff going on. My wife's got a doctor's appointment today. I'm trying to get some of the dishes caught up because they're piling up. I'm also doing some work on some other stuff. That sort of thing. I'm trying to find a cord or battery charger for I have two little mini digital recorders. Both require batteries, but I don't know. My dad might have a charger somewhere in his old computer room that I have to look through some more. However, one of these days I'm going to film a vlog using some old tech I have. I have a mini disc handy cam. It fits in your hand like this, but it takes them. It's about this big, but it takes these little mini discs. Problem with it is trying to take that footage, and put it onto the laptop I'm recording this vlog on. Is going to be hard because I need to get I need to get some way to put that in there. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure a way. Maybe I'll take you downstairs one of these days and show you my vintage tech collection. It's not big, but it's got a couple old NES games, a couple old Sega games. I've got a Sega Genesis. I got an NES that was hazard-coated wood grain. I call it the old wood grain NES. I've got a PlayStation 1 that doesn't work. I cannot get it to say work to save my soul, but that's what you get when you buy stuff at a Goodwill. I got the first camera my dad ever gave me down there. It's an old Kodak point and shoot digital camera. Loon, talking about you, Loon. Loony, come on, Loon. Want to get in the vlog? No? Darn cat. I'm working on. I got a computer project I'm working on down. I want to start working in the basement, and it is. I hear in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the background. I guess I've been trying to get some dishes done. I'll be right back. I gotta check something. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had to check something. One thing I've been doing, we have an automatic dishwasher, and we have to make sure that when it drains into the sink I want it to drain in. And two, the sink doesn't fill up. Otherwise, you get a watery mess you got to clean up. And trust me, if I had that happen at one place I used to work at, it wasn't a good thing. I mean, live at, but it wasn't a good thing. Yeah, of course. Good old Doctor Who coffee mug. Always will have it. This is the second one, the exact same one like I had. I got one for my birthday the first year we moved here. My mom had specifically found it and bought it online from some place that was in the UK, because that's the only place that was the only place you could find this type of mug. It's one of those heat mugs where, as it fills up, stuff shows up on the mug, and this one, as it fills up, the TARDIS turns white on it. So, one day, I was cooking up some breakfast, which was just those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. Those are really good. I cooked up 2 of them. And I had a coffee. And both my parents are still living here. And so were all the cats. All her cats. We haven't even got Penny yet. We didn't even get Lucy yet. We still had the other 2 dogs we came here with. And I had put my cup of coffee and my 2 breakfast sandwiches on the closed recycle bin, right? And I hear a noise come, and I hear my mom's gray cat Cody messing in one of the cabinet on the lower cabinet. So here I am, and I'm moving. I accidentally knock over the recycle bin, completely forgetting that I had my coffee mug with coffee in it and the 2 breakfast sandwiches on it. I had gotten Cody out, but in the process I had knocked over where I had my stuff there, and literally the cup hit the floor, and coffee and broken coffee mug charges went everywhere, along with 2 fully cooked breakfast sandwiches. I was pissed. I should have never put them there. I should just not. Before I dealt with Cody, so that way, like, crap. So then I had gotten a regular old coffee mug, about the same size as this. It was a Doctor Who mug, of course. But I had that for a long time, and well. Then came how should I put this? Years later, which is probably, I have to say, last year or so, I thought to myself, I'm going to go on eBay and try to find it. And sure as hell, there it is. Someone was selling it for eBay. I looked at my mom and I said, I wish I had the money. I'd love to get this again. And she's like, just get it. My floor broke it, but just get it. But she says, this is the last time. If you break this one, I ain't getting you a new one. I have not broke it yet. I have no intention of breaking it yet. Yeah, I know I say a lot, but I can't think of anything to vlog. The camera I use when I go out taking pictures for doing photography, like I said, I'm a man of many interests and hobbies. Retro gaming. I do make RPG games using RPG Maker. I am an amateur photographer. My dad taught me everything he knew when he picked it up real quick years ago. So yeah, I have actually 2 cameras. I have the one old point-and-shoot Kodak point-and-shoot my dad gave me years ago, and that camera was about 7 years old when he gave it to me. Then I also have I actually 2 cameras actually. I'll explain that in a bit. 3, but I'll explain the next 2 in a bit. For the second one is a DSLR camera, and I can't remember which one that was. That's the one I learned photography from my dad with. Then I have my dad's camera, which is a higher end version of what I have. My dad gave my stepson a DSLR camera. So there's that. Unfortunately, my dad has not been passed away 2 years ago. I miss him a lot. So I really can't do anything. Let me check my phone. Nothing new. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna think of other. I can't think of anything else to vlog. I could take you on a tour of town, but I don't know. Maybe I'll take you on a tour of the neighborhood one of these days when it's nicer out. Right now it's gloomy and rainy. Plus, I don't really have much time to do anything big for the vlog today because we do have some plans going on that are going on. I take you a tour of the house, but the house is a bit of a disaster right now. But that's about it. Yes. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'm Professor Retro reminding you to do good in the world today. Peace out, stay frosty, and have an awesome night.